looking out on the flat. It's picked off by Beanie Bishop, who had a gigantic game against the Jets on Sunday Night Football, and he comes up with the sealing interception. And the Steelers get this victory, and as we head up to Joe and Troy, guys getting situated up there, and we'll get to Joe and Troy in just a moment, as once again on Monday Night Football, it's the Steelers that get the win. And Joe, you mentioned it on the broadcast, their record stands at 6-2 as they head into their bye, and nothing about what the Steelers are doing feels unsustainable. It feels like this is kind of the identity of who they are. What's your sense overall of where they fit in at the very top of the National Football League right now?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to get the quote from Mike Tomlin, if I could read. Here we go. He said, "We don't have long-term relationships with quarterbacks right now." And that's because it didn't work out with Ryan Pickett. That pick didn't work out. He's now backing up in Philadelphia. They had Ben Roethlisberger here for 18 years, and he was tremendous. But now they've got Russell Wilson, and he made that change. I think Russell Wilson played really well. He played well against the Jets. He played really well here tonight, threw one incompletion in the second half. And if he gets hot, and you add that to this ground game and the offensive line that's gelling and the defense and the special teams and the head coaching of Mike Tomlin, I think there's a lot here to make them a really dangerous team the rest of this season.
Troy, as we watched Russell as he exits the field off of a 8-point victory, it's the second consecutive game where the second half he really gets things going. I'm interested in your sense of what that says. I mean, this guy's played a ton of football, a ton of high-level football, and yet this is 2 weeks in a row where the second half there's like a different gear and a different confidence. Perhaps you could relate to that.
Yeah, I think part of it early on is feeling out the defense. I think in general, you start as the game goes along, you start getting a better feel for what the defense is doing, where your opportunities are. But that's really been the way that the Steelers have been this year. And I think under Mike Tomlin, that's what they've been as well. Some of the adjustments, some of the things they do coming out in the second half, that seems to be when they really come alive. And that was the case again tonight. I agree with Joe in that, you know, Russell Wilson obviously had a tough go the first year there in Denver, and a lot of people wrote him off and thought that he was finished. But for him to come back last year, he played a lot better, and then to step in last week and do some of the things that he did. If you get the big ball back in the offense as they've had now the last 2 weeks with this defense, they've got a chance, you know. But obviously they've got a lot of good pieces around Russell. He doesn't have to be the focal point of what they're doing.
I think that's a great point, and Joe is making it as well, right? If you can score on special teams, if your defense turns the other team over, you don't have to ask your quarterback to be superhuman. Wilson steps into a great situation. He started 2 games. They've won them both, and here they are heading into the bye at 6-2. There's one unbeaten, and we'll be listening to you guys call it next week from Arrowhead as Kansas City welcomes Tampa Bay. Look forward to seeing you guys there.
Yeah, and before we go, you guys are good guys. You could have corrected me on Ryan Pickett, who went by the nickname of Big Grease.
I like that. No, I liked Ryan Pickett.
But I meant to say Kenny Pickett, who's now backing up in Philadelphia.
Going to do a cleanup on aisle 3 afterwards. You're a Hall of Famer. You're a legend. All right, gentlemen, travel safe.
See you next week.
We'll see you in Arrowhead. All right, the next 5 weeks, I mentioned, it's Pittsburgh heading into its bye. It's interesting, they've not yet played a division rival. They'll dive into the deep end of that once they visit Washington Week 10. As for the Giants, they welcome the NFC East leading Commanders to their neighborhood next week. Then it's a visit from Carolina, a bye, Tampa Bay as well. They've struggled so mightily at home, and then it's a trip to Dallas Thanksgiving week.